So who am I? I am Liz Eswein, the Executive Director at Laundry Service, which is a full-service social media agency. I am a girl who loves Instagram and is obsessively on my phone, as I'm sure all of you are. So I came to Laundry Service last April to head up Cycle, which is our Instagram division. We handle everything Instagram related, from content creation, where we work with our influencers to create relevant content for brands, program activations, where we work with brands for specific campaigns. If they have a product that they would like to promote, we can work with our influencers to do so. Channel management, pretty self-explanatory. We manage brand accounts, create their content, and engage with their followers on there. And event coverage. So we can send one of our photographers to an event to capture content on behalf of the brand that they can repurpose on any of their social channels, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. So here are some of our photographers. We represent about 60 to 70 influencers on Instagram that are global. And we do actually represent a few dog accounts. So here's an example of some of the influencers that we represent. They create really beautiful content. They engage with their followers. Sam on the left is actually from New York City. Robert is second from the left, and he is actually from Germany. So he's a graphic designer, and he creates these really beautiful and surreal photos. Kyle is from California, and Harlow and Sage are one of my personal favorite accounts to follow on Instagram, and they have 3 cute dogs. And one of my most favorite Instagram memories was actually meeting the dogs. So sorry, real-life celebrities. These are my version of a celebrity. So who are some of our clients? We are very lucky to be able to work with a whole slew of clients, ranging from consumer packaged goods to electronics to tourism boards. It kind of really runs the gamut on who we're able to work with on Instagram. So on the left there, that's a campaign that we did for Amazon, and it was all about speed and creating content that resonates speed. Second from the left is for Ducati motorcycles. So we had our photographer from California go out into the desert and shoot the Ducati motorcycle, which was really kind of amazing and created some really beautiful content. The middle was for AT&T. The one with the shoes is for Coach. So that is our photographer in Paris creating some really beautiful content. Instead of just taking a typical picture of the shoes, he actually, I didn't advise this, he actually climbed a rooftop and took this awesome shot. On the right was for our hotel client, where we actually sent 5 photographers around the world to different contents on behalf of the brand. And this was actually taken in Dubai. So again, creating really beautiful and relevant content for our clients. We definitely advise against shooting content in a studio. We believe the consumers on Instagram are smarter than that. They want to see content that is really organic and original. So the power of Instagram. How many of you are actually on Instagram? Okay, so I'm assuming a lot of you. So there are 300 million active users on Instagram, and there have been 1 billion photos uploaded. So definitely quite a large amount. And 50% of the users are under the age of 25. So they tend to skew very young, which is great because they have expendable income that they are able to spend on products that you're promoting. So brands are able to connect directly with the audience in the palm of their hand. They don't have to flip through a magazine in order to see your advertisement. You can get instantaneous consumer feedback from them. You will automatically know if they like a product or a photo, and if they don't like it. I have heard some brands post It was actually a retail client. They posted a picture of a bag in a color that they hadn't produced yet, and they wanted to see the consumer's feedback on it. Everyone loved the bag, and they actually ended up producing this bag because of the feedback. And that definitely wouldn't have been possible if they didn't get this instantaneous feedback. You can really create and build an emotional connection with your brand. So this is especially relevant for a travel brand. People want to see where you're going, what you're experiencing, and this is a really great way to showcase that to them. So here are some brands that I think really do it well. This is Michael Kors. And I think they create really fluid and consistent content. When you see a Michael Kors photo, you know it's a Michael Kors photo. They also have micro stories built into their overall story of the brand. So they have a pink color story for Valentine's Day, which feeds into spring, and so on and so forth. And it's a direct representation of the brand. Like I said, when you see a Michael Kors photo, you definitely know it's a Michael Kors photo. And it doesn't stray away from any other photo that you see from them, either in print or elsewhere. And here's a brand that I think doesn't do it so well. Sorry to call you out, Marie Claire magazine, but I just don't think you really do it that well. They post inconsistent imagery. It's sometimes blurry, it's dark, you really don't enjoy it when you see it. It has zero storytelling. I don't really know what's going on in their feed right now. There are pictures from award shows, there are dark videos, so it's kind of hard to pick up on. And it's just all over the place. If you go back to the Michael Kors account, you can see a vast difference from the content that they create and the time and money they put into it in comparison to Marie Claire. So definitely a very large difference. So storytelling, like I've mentioned, storytelling is, I personally think, very important to share with your consumers. Here is an example from our client, Jordan. So a story has a beginning, middle, and end. This is in any movie that you see, any TV show. It keeps the user wanting more. So data shows that content that has a beginning, middle, and end tends to keep the user around and following. So the first picture that we posted was of our first-class flyer, who is our target Jordan guy, essentially. This is who embodies the Jordan brand. He took a picture of his shoes on the way to the airport, and then took photos of him playing basketball while he was in Chicago. And our whole motto is take flight, so we took this really beautiful photo from a helicopter in Chicago, and then it concludes with him at the airport, heading to his next destination, which was New York. So we create these micro stories within our overall arching story as a brand that we can share. So tips and tricks. Here are a few tips that I think are important in building your brand on Instagram. So post consistently. No one wants to follow a blank account. I would suggest posting at least once or twice a day. And again, don't just post to post, create beautiful content. And again, utilize influencers to help develop that content. If you're a brand, it's definitely a great way to express what it's all about. Again, stick to a theme. So I have been fortunate enough to have over 1 million followers now on my account, and I think that's really because I stuck to a theme and built a brand surrounding it. So it's all about New York City. I think people love New York City, and it's a great way for them to follow along and see into that brand. Again, engage with the community. So whether it's liking people's photos, commenting back on a photo, or even going to meetups. There are tons of meetups happening. There's actually an Instagram worldwide meetup coming, I believe, March 22nd to 23rd, and it's a really great way to interact with the community outside of the digital space. You really get to know these people, and I think, working in this space and working with brands, You're not just buying an ad on Facebook or Twitter. These are real people, and it's been really beneficial to have known them in person. And again, like I've been saying, tell a story. Don't just post a picture to post a picture. It really has to resonate with the audience, and they will be respective of that, and you will, build a great community around your brand. So that's it.